Hey, this is AverageJohn here, coming at you with 10 comics that I've read. First, this is my script. It's been a pretty cold week here in the VA. In Virginia, hope you all been keeping cozy with some stories. Now, here is some that I've been reading. I don't know why I repeated myself there, but I did. So first, we have The Cult of Dracula, #1, in 2021, by Source Point Press. Then, we have Firefly, The Outlaw, Reynolds. It's a one-shot in 2020 by Boom Studios. Right. Now, we have Monkey Meat, #1 by Image. This is made in 2022, so this year. Alright, next up, we have Dr. Horrible, Best Friends Forever. This was made in 2018. This is a one-shot. This is made by Dark Horse. And next, we have Darkhold Omega. This is a one-shot. This is made in 2022. This is made by Marvel. And this is Aquaman and Green Arrow Deep Target. Just Deep Target. I don't know why I said Deep Target. But this is #2. This is made in 2022 by DC. Now this is The Army of Darkness, 1979, #2. It's made in 2021 by Dynamite. This is DC versus Vampires, #2. This is made in 2022. This is also made by DC. And here is Bigfoot Frankenstein #2. This is made in 2021 by Action Lab Comics. And last but not least, we have Catwoman Lonely City #2. This was made in 2021 by DC's Black Label. There you go. Those are the 10 comics that I've been reading. Not reading. Sorry, I mispronounced that. Sometimes I don't speak English so good. But you know what? I don't know. So which story do you think is the best? How do the stories even go? How does Dr. Horrible have any friends? Well, don't you fret, because I am here to tell you about these stories. Hopefully. But if you haven't read any of these stories, I would heavily suggest that you pause the video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, read these stories, and come back. Come back and tell me what you feel about these stories, if you agree or not. I don't know. Well, if not, you're gonna get spoiled. And before I go into all these, just tell me if you read anything interesting over the past whenever. Just whatever you feel like posting. I know I like to read stuff. Do like other people's suggestions. So hopefully I've stalled a little long enough to hopefully where all those people don't want spoilers. They went out or paused out, whatever. Because I'm about to dive right in. So Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So, I'm going to start with Cult of Dracula #1 by SourcePoint Press. So, Rich Davis is the writer, and Henry Martinez is the artist. So, it's a mysterious beginning. You just get a church that's just there. And it's seemingly abandoned with a bunch of dead people inside, like women, like infants. It's all messy. There's some occult shit going on here. I ain't even into all that stuff, but the mystery kind of drags me in. I love vampires. Of course, if you don't know, Dracula is a vampire. Just in case you've been living under a rock for the past, 100 years or something. I love vampires. Any story that involves Dracula sucks me in. Just like a vampire sucks blood, I love it. And it's a situation that's, of course, relatable, There's thousands. Before I get into that, I'm going to stop myself a little bit. Because there is a newscaster or videocaster, whoever, like a video team of this anchor person, Mana Murray, who wants to investigate, of course, the occult and all that stuff, the freaky stuff that's going on in this church. And Jonathan Hammer, he's the cameraman. So basically, we've all seen thousands and thousands of occult videos and stuff like that on YouTube alone. We've all seen it. So we're just like, okay, I guess we're along for the ride. But the part is that sets this from the others is that most of the people will stay dead. They don't. I think they all have neck wounds and stuff like that. They all start to rise up. And all this is happening. Fortunately, Mana Murray is inside talking with this dude called Abraham Von Helsing, right? And Jonathan Hammer, he is out in the car looking for some gas tape or whatever, and he finds this woman that's just chilling underneath his car for no reason. Her name is Lisa. Okay, her name is Lisa, and they start talking, and it turns out that Jonathan Hammer is kind of like her adopted dad or whoever, and is completely obsessed with the church. So yeah, there's obviously something going on around here. A lot of stuff that I skip between. Now, obviously, this reminds me, I don't know if it's obviously, I should stop saying obviously, because sometimes it's not so obvious. But this book reminds me of the famous quote from Pirates of the Caribbean. Captain Barbossa goes to Keira Knightley. I forget her name right now in the movie, but he goes up there and is this Elizabeth, yes. But he goes up there and it's like, you better start believing ghost stories, Miss Turner. And then he walks up and he skeletizes. He's just like, 'cause you're in one. Yeah, this book reminds me heavily of that quote, which is a good thing. I love the first Pirates movie. Second two, I like them. They're good. But yeah, that's another video. But yeah, that happens, After everything in the comics, after everything happens in the story, with Lisa and all that stuff, and of course, they all start to rise. Yeah. But that's the story. And trust me, it's a fantastic story. It's fantastic. Alright. Next we have Firefly, the Outlaw of Reynolds. The writer is Greg Pak, and the art is by David. Oh, sorry if I mispronounced any names, by the way. I should have said that earlier. David Gian Felice and George Cambodia. But this is separated into 3 chapters, one being Her Damnable Son, the other being a lamentable tale from her own point of view, and the third one being Her Fair Share, aka The Heist. So basically, after the story, so Malcolm Reynolds. Right, Malcolm Reynolds is taken in by the Alliance. I don't know what for, but he's given 2 options. Now, he can serve 10 years in an Alliance prison, or he could turn in his mom Reynolds, who's a famous outlaw. So he decides to take her out. Take her in. I don't know why I said take her out. It seems like he's going to kill her. He is not. Well, whatever. But yeah, he's given a choice. Either 10 years in Alliance prison. Of course, that's going to be bad for someone who is considered to be the last brown coat, the last independent. I can turn his mom, who is, like I said, the most famous outlaw in the verse. But he decides to turn in his mom. So they're just like, okay, we're going to show you what, we're going to give you what you'll need in the mission. Of course, the funniest thing happens, because you think, she's just his mother, just a little old lady. So it'll be easy to take her out. They give her an MY220. They give him an MY220 shorter cannon with 500 rounds, Gronenthal side repeater with 500 rounds, 10 6-packs of stun grenades, pocket taser, and they're going to give him some tear gas, along with an assistant who is 95% robotic, pretty much, Boss Moon. All that to take out one lady, or whatever. I don't know, it seems weird, but they guarantee you're gonna need it. Because, yeah, she's an outlaw, and she has acquired a crew, a very dangerous crew, I guess. But, so they go to the planet Thornley, which is actually a moon of the planet Aphrodite. But then, there's a confrontation, and Ma shoots Maud, as she is known by, that's her name, but shoots Mal. Turns out the Mal's holographic, and he didn't send his real body on the planet, on the moon. It's just a hologram. Of course, they bomb the planet. He's just like, this doesn't give me a damn bit of pleasure. And everyone's just like, what's wrong? What did you do to him? She says, like, nothing. I just gave him the whole world. But the second chapter goes into her origin. Her origins are on the planet Shadow. And her father, Malcolm Reynolds' father, was into some heavy shit, basically. A lot of gang stuff. And because of that, he was killed. And their land was burned. So, Ma Reynolds takes it upon herself to avenge the death of her husband. Hunt down the bastards that killed him, and burn down the land. Now, as otherwise they'd be forced to relocate for measly 6 platinum. Now, it's not about the money, it's more about the family stuff. So, I think they relocate or whatever. It doesn't stop her criminalness. They're still poor. In fact, Malcolm about to arrest them. They're going to rob the pharmacy exchange on the planet Karma. Ma tries to recruit Mal in this, saying that, while you're working for the Lights, you can't follow rules. So, what's the point? But Mal pretends to arrest that's backwards. Mal pretends to arrest Ma. Everything goes well for both of them. In fact, Mal even gets a promotion. He gets a promotion to sheriff. And he also meets Boss Moon's mom. Stop talking so fast like that. So that is that. Next up, we have Monkey Meat. Monkey Meat. This is by Image Comics. Food is scarce. Food is very scarce in this world. And monkey meat is the most popular product of this food scarcity, and during this food scarcity. Now, they're an invitation. It kind of sounds like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory mixed in with Jurassic Park. It's like this island, it says, the ticket or invitation says, the island where the monkey meat factory was built is happy to invite you to its first safari adventure. Come enjoy our luxurious hotels, thrilling jungles, heavenly beaches, as well as a demonstration of how we make your favorite monkey meat dish. And as a bonus, the unveiling of our next big product and a worldwide release. So everything looks good, but of course everything behind the scenes is not good. Work is hell. It's hell. One of their salespeople is off property getting materials for some 21G compound, or couldn't tell if it was 21G or 216. But they're just doing experimentation. This guy, Thaddeus Slug, who drinks most of the mutation, unknowingly and probably unwillingly, he mutates, gets stronger, starts to attack the compound, then gets like buzz. And then he gets full of energy, he gets an energy burst. And then he explodes. Company brought Lug back to life after this, and it extracted his soul for the new product, Lug's Soul Juice. Sounds so wrong. Lug's Soul Juice, and his motto is, so potent, you'll see God. And whereas it got all the effects of it except for the exploding. So there's a dude named Young Haricot who's in this monkey meat town and drinks like soul juice, and he's using the energy he gains from it to become a superhero. Or a hero, vigilante, whatever. That's what he's doing. That ends that. Sorry. I don't know why I said sorry to the table, but sorry. Alright. Alright. Next. Where to go? I don't think I clicked on it. Sorry. User error here. Let me just fix this. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. But next we have Dr. Horrible, Best Friends Forever. Now, I forgot to mention about the Firefly thing as well. Firefly and this are both Joss Whedon products. But Joss Whedon actually helped write this one because with his and his brother's company, comic company Dark Horse Comics. Dr. Horrible, Best Friends Forever. Joss Whedon as the writer, Jose Maria Beret and Sarah Salter has the artist. Now here you have Dr. Horrible. He's played in the movie Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog. He's played by Neil Patrick Harris, and Captain Hammer, played by Nathan Fillion. And you got Dr. Horrible, you have Captain Hammer, and Dr. Horrible has been acting real nice to Captain Hammer recently. I mean, they're supposed to be villain heroes. In fact, he's so friendly to him that he gets him Dear Evan Hansen tickets on Broadway. And they're all excited to see it. He gets on Captain Hammer's moped, whatever, and they start speeding down the street until they get an alarm at Dr. Horrible's compound. Somebody broke in. Who could it be? It's this girl. It's a villain named Hourglass. And she has the power. She can see through time. She can see anything. She hasn't stepped through time or anything, but she uses her power for betting and to warn people of ominous stuff that's going to happen. And if you leave the rifts to open long enough, time worms start to slip through. And that's why she's there, because she can't handle the time worms. Now there's three time worms that she can't handle. And that's like the size of a Winnebago's, size of like small cars, pretty much. And of course, Captain Hammer questions her on all the time questions, like why not go back in time to kill baby Hitler on Fast and Amazon? Or and him and Dr. Horrible get an idea. Maybe they can use time travel to save their girl, Penny. She was one also in Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog. Unfortunately, do not know who she is played by. But, that's an idea. And Dr. Horrible does think about it, and then gets knocked out by a time worm. And he sees Penny in his dreams. And Penny reminds me that Captain Hammer had done some terrible stuff to him. Like, Captain Hammer dropped an anvil on his Vespa once, gave him a wedgie during the Evil Pride Parade, and started the hashtag What Smells Horrible. But that convinces Dr. Horrible to get back to his old ways, and he realizes that maybe Captain Hammer used like a forget ray or something to make Dr. Horrible forget that they had a problem with each other, that they had beef. So he undoes all that and things back to the way they are. They take care of the time worms, and Dr. Horrible escapes with Hourglass with the Dear Evan Hansen tickets. So he goes to Hourglass, and Dr. Horrible is home alone, as always. Sad. Alright, and next we have Darkhold Omega. Is the one shot that is by Marvel, with the writer Steve Orlando, and the artist is Cian Tormley. This is basically stop saying this is basically too. I'll stop saying a lot of stuff. But, a lot of heroes are on Abysma. That's the land below the United States. You got Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Bolt, Blade, the Wasp. You got them all. And then there's this book that drives you mad. And one of Max Malvar, the Scarlet Witch, reads it. But you need to read it to open up a gateway to the other realm, which is where they need to go. This Madness book also created one of the worst demons that wants to take over the earth, that Chthon. 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 Sounds like I'm saying a shit ton. But she reads, and of course everyone goes mad except herself. Yeah, but they're mad in the other realm. They're rabid in the other realm. In the normal realm, they're normal. But you gotta kill Chthon and kill Chthon's army. And Iron Man has nano HKs, which are little robots that kill bacteria and grow larger while they're still hunting. Now, Chthon wants to corrupt Earth, but can't pass through portal. Now, everyone's gone through the portal to the other realm except for Scarlet Witch, and she actually brings with her, when she crosses the portal, she brings Dr. Doom with her. Now, they start trying to beat him up. But Chthon's just like, you can't beat me with that book. I wrote that damn book. But what do? They trap him in the book. Victor Von Doom and Scarlet Witch, they unify their spells to be more powerful. Now heroes are returned and are good again. Yeah. They're just all good again. This is one shot. What next song? We have Aquaman and Green Arrow, Deep Target number 2. Now we got Aquaman, we got Arthur Curry, and Green Arrow is Oliver Queen. They're both flying to Star Labs, I believe it is. And they both apparently have switched places mentally. So you have Aquaman with arrows and Green Arrow with the trident and all that stuff. And Green Arrow controls water. The plane is stacked. And yeah, they're trying to fight the people. They're trying to fight the people off. They don't know who the people are that are invading. And big, huge fight happens. They have to evacuate the plane. The plane is going down. And they end up on this mysterious island. And this mysterious person jumps out of a helicopter, lands on an island. And he just questions them. He's just like, how badly do you want your own lives back? Show me. And they start to fight stuff. And that's where the comic ends. It's a short comic, but it's a great comic. Good. Alright, next up. And I'm gonna write this all down in one script next video. So it'll be hopefully way more simpler than what I'm doing. Right here, we have Army of Darkness, 1979, number 2 by Dynamite. This is writer is Rodney Barnes, the artist is Tom Garcia. The cover art of this variant, the artist is Stuart Soigar. Of course, in the last one, we have Ash that somehow went through a portal to 1979. Now there's this huge gang war. The warlocks have this leader who has the Necronomicon and is using his powers to try to take over the world. So of course, we all start with that. Where we got the warlocks who are all roaming around and they're hungry. And he says like, I'm on the verge of conquering the world and all you can think about is food. But yeah, that's the beginning. Ash Williams in the vicinity of 2 others that are part of this group called the Half-Deads. And they're all dressed like zombies. Well, the 2 are kind of like Deadites, kind of. But Ash just wants the book. He wants the Necronomicon. It's when it's in the wrong hands, it's badly powerful. So, and his fate is kind of tied to the Necronomicon. It bounces him around time, bounces him from place to place. So yeah. So they go through the subway tunnels to try to find the warlocks. Sorry, I had a blank part there. And they run into the other group, the Panthers. So of course they have a big fight too. And that's that for right now. Alright. Now we have DC vs. Vampires number 2 by DC. Written by Matthew Rosenberg. The art is by Otto Schmidt. Now, of course, we have Anton Arcane, who is master of the necromantic arts. There, that's how you say it. And then you got Green Lantern, who last time was revealed to be a vampire. He rips out Anton's spleen. It's pretty awesome. And of course, you have Andrew Bennett. He's a wandering vampire, a huge part of this war. Just wandering around and trying to get a vampire army, of course. And no one's stopping him. No, right now no one knows where he is. And right now, supposedly the heroes, the DC superheroes, supposedly don't know that there's a war that's about to happen between them and the vampires, the humans and the vampires. So, Batman gets together a small group of heroes to discuss this. He has his suspicions, of course. Now he gets together Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, and of course Robin. But Robin's always there. Yeah, Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, Jason Todd, and Damian Wayne. And they just talk about strategies for the human versus vampire war. And one of the strategies, a good strategy, is that the vampires are going to come for the young superheroes. So then the young superheroes can infiltrate the Justice League. So they're going to protect the young superheroes or do whatever. But Batman has a vial of Lex Luthor's blood. He hasn't told anyone this. Of course. Yes, he hasn't. But Nightwing's a psycho, so you approve of us killing. Approve of us killing vampires. And Batman says, like, you can't kill them, but they're already dead. Vampires aren't dead. And then it cuts into the scene where the Flash and Barry Allen runs into Green Lantern. And he's just like, Green Lantern's just like, I've tried to convince him to let me change into a vampire or let you survive or something. But I can't, and he can't change to a vampire regardless because you're so fast, your metabolism will just run it out or its course. So here's what I'm going to do. And then he just takes the Flash and he makes him disappear. He teleports him to another planet. Don't know where he's taking him. He just kind of does it. But that's that story. And next, we have Bigfoot Frankenstein #2. This is by Action Lab Comics. The writer of this is Mike Bertolini. The art is done by Brendan Smith. This is chapter 2, which is Evil New War God. So it's got Jude Frankenstein, who is the maker of this Bigfoot Frankenstein, or Frank as everyone knows him. So they're staying the night. They're staying the night at Ben and Angie's house. Ben and Angie from the last comic. Ben's ready to go to sleep because there's some boogeyman that's stalking him. Yeah, so Frank wants to spend the night, get rid of this boogeyman. So he stays over at Ben's. Just like, oh, you're doing such a great job. He starts petting Frank, and Frank's like, please don't pet me. Please don't pet me. So yeah, Frank spends the night. Ben falls asleep, and then some guy just comes out of his closet. At first, the dude is wearing a skin disguise, so he looks just like a normal homeless dude. And he pulls it off. He is the boogeyman monster, and him and Frank start to fight. And then the boogeyman teleports him to a hellish dimension where Frank is trapped. His wolf spiders are biting at him and stuff. And then, it's revealed that the boogeyman is cursed. It's cursed to terrify children. But it's like a moral story kind of, where it's like he teaches the children to conquer fear. But he didn't want to be like this. He wasn't always like this. He was once a peaceful gnome, but he was the next in the line, and the old boogeyman died, so he had to take over. And Bigfoot Frankenstein perseveres, and he threatens the boogeyman, and then he's just like, well, okay, you have to torture children, but you don't do it for the next 100 years or I'll actually kill you. And boogeyman agrees. Now he goes back to the bedroom, which is 12 paces from wherever he's standing. He goes back and everything seems okay. He's not torturing children for 100 years. Or whatever. He might have lost an arm or whatever, but it's okay. It's okay because Jude has spare parts and ice in the trunk of the car. Meanwhile, people are still hunting Bigfoots because their blood is a healing property. So who will know what happens to Bigfoot Frankenstein in the next issue? Alright. And last but not least, we have Catwoman Lonely City #2 with the writer and artist and the cover B artist. I don't know what's going on there. But they're all done by Cliff Chang. Now, of course, 10 years ago, it's revealed that Catwoman actually got arrested. And I don't know. But she got arrested and she spent time in prison for 10 years. And in that 10 years, it is revealed that Harvey Dent Gervais became mayor. And the city is run by bad cops. And it just seems that everything is not right. Why did she go to prison? Well, she got caught. Also, Batman died. So what she's trying to do is she's trying to do one more score where she breaks into the Batcave. Because right before he died, he told her Orpheus. And no one knows what that means. Nobody. She wants to break into the Batcave to find out what it means. So in order to do that, because the Batcave is pretty hard, and now it's guarded by everyone. Yeah, it's guarded. So what can she do? And she's older now. She's like 55. No longer like a real gymnast or whatever. Her back hurts, her joints break and stuff. And so it's just like, I'm just going to assemble a team. So once she gets out, she assembles a team, Killer Croc is on her team. He's one of the first ones to actually join. And she talks with a Batwoman. She's no longer Batwoman. I don't know what I'm saying. She talks with Barbara Gordon, who is running against Harvey Dent actually on election day. So they're busy debating. So, and after she talks to her, she goes to Chinatown. And she meets up with this girl named Rowena. And they're best friends from the past. She gives her a tour around her criminal stuff or whatever. And she got her brother Felix worked the semiconductors. And you got Winston, who was going to major in electrical engineering, who did major in electrical engineering and minored in metahuman physics. He was going to work for Star Labs, but he decided not to. For some reason, I don't know. But he does reveal later on that there is Green Lantern ring, an unpowered Green Lantern ring in one of the storage facilities in Star Labs. He says they will need it for the job. But they gotta wait for the night, so, Selene does go out. As he meets up with Edward Nygma, who is rehabilitated, kind of. He's on medication. Stuff he hasn't riddled in a long time. So he's sane, pretty much. And then they talk for a few hours and stuff, and then they go home. And they talk about how they're going to get into the Batcave. Well, it's guarded by a lot of people now. But they can go on the service road that used to host the Batmobile, whatever. But they still have a lot of work to do, Because what it is like a guarded stone wall that is protected by a waterfall. So they go in, they get the Green Lantern ring, which is originally Alan Scott's. It was originally Alan Scott's. But, of course there's a funny moment where they're in the planning mode and they said they need to be somewhat stealthy. Killer Croc's like, I can be stealthy. And they're like, no, don't do that. And he's like, don't piss in my soup. Meaning, don't say I'm bad or whatever or something, And while this is happening, because they do get the Green Lantern ring, but unfortunately it's not powered up and they don't know where the battery is. Power it up. It's all for null for right now anyway. But they do use it for one more teleportation or whatever. So that's cool. But yeah, obviously Two-Face is not happy about that. But it turns out that maybe Harvey Dent can separate Two-Face from Harvey Dent, and that's why he's like the mayor and stuff now. But he's going for a debate with Barbara Gordon that night. And there's a crowd that's popping up. Just like what they did in the Joker and stuff like that. Except instead of wearing Joker masks, they're wearing cat masks. And they're just like, Catwoman is back for a reason. She's not afraid. Neither are we. And Catwoman gets new teammates like Edward Nygma and Adela. Yeah. And they go to Ace Chemicals for another job where Selena and Adela are going in, and Killer Croc is kind of like the carrier. He stays outside, makes sure all the guards are out and whatever. And everything is going smoothly. Actually, they're going smoothly. And it works out, they have to beat up a few guards. But besides that, But we come back to the debate, where it's Barbara Gordon versus Harvey Dent. And Barbara Gordon is pressing on Harvey Dent. It's just like, are the bad cops, the futuristic cops got upgrades from Wayne Tech, are the bad cops racist? Because it seems like they're scanning lower class people all the time. Scanning them for crimes and everything. It's making Harvey Dent sweat a little. And then we go to Brazil. Catwoman's in Brazil. And she's looking for a drug lord called Poison Ivy. And it turns out the reason they broke into Ace Chemicals was to steal this fertilizer that boosts crop yields by 4%. So it's supposed to be really good fertilizer, but it's also really radioactive. So Poison Ivy destroys it. Poison Ivy and Catwoman, they spend time together. So he convinces her to go back to Gotham, and Poison's just like, okay, I'll go back. I can do a lot of good at Gotham now. I can grow a new botanical garden, stuff like that. And everything's going fine. Adela does ask Selena to train her in acrobatics. Because she does know a lot of acrobatics, yes, but Adela doesn't know any combat acrobatics. And then we run to Harvey Dent, where he's scheming again. The Two-Face side of him is taking over, saying Harvey Dent's the only choice. And those are all the comics that I've read. I just like them, you know. But important thing is spoilers are over. And even though I'm reading a lot of new comics, I'm trying to catch up on the new ones I got from December. I didn't make any videos because it was just a bad time. It was a bad time. But yeah, even though I'm continuing with a lot of these stories, gotta say, my favorite is gonna be Catwoman Lonely City. It's because I really like when heroes are out of the business and then they're just like, alright, gotta do one more job or something. I really like those stories, and always turn out to be like redemptive stories, or like stories like, yeah, I still got this, you know. Even though I've been out of it for a long time. They're just fun stories, so I love them. And yeah, that's the best. It's awe-inspiring. But the question up again, what's your favorite thing that you've read recently? What is your favorite thing? You can post it in the comments, or you can post it on my socials. My socials are on Instagram at TRIPL3XXX My Twitter is at Real AverageJohn. My Facebook is at Official AverageJohn. And like I said, don't worry if you can't understand me here. My things, my socials are in the description down below. Alright, and now that I'm done with everything, don't worry, I'll be back. On weekends, I'll start up my little videos in the middle of the weeks and stuff. I'm doing alright. I'm gonna get back up to everything. So, but till then, I'll see you guys later.